When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Shave ice by the beach. A trip to the state fair. And a throwback flick at the local drive-in. They're more than just items to check off the summer bucket list. They're also opportunities to earn 2% daily cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in-minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
This brilliant summer of sport continues with another round of major events hot on the heels of the Commonwealth Games. The European Aquatics Championships are underway in Paris. The Alexander Stadium in Birmingham is the venue for the European Athletics Championships, and Hockey's World Cup gets underway this weekend in Belgium and the Netherlands. I'm Michael.
And I'm John, and we look ahead to the tournament in this special edition of the podcast with England Hockey. They are sending 3 teams to the event, in the men's tournament, the women's tournament, and in a historic first, there'll also be a team representing England in the inaugural Para Hockey World Cup, a mixed-gender event for players with an intellectual disability.
A full preview of all 3 events coming your way, including an interview with Olympic champion Lily Owsley.
We're like British Bulldogs, we're tough to beat, we're like fighters. And I feel like that identity was a little bit lost.
This is Anything But Footy, where we follow the Olympics and Paralympics all the time, not just once every 4 years. Don't forget you can follow Anything But Footy on social media. Find us online at anythingbutfooty.com. So, coming up, more on the Para World Cup with England head coach Steve Bradley. Plus, we talk to England men's star Henry Croft. But first, it's a decade since Team GB won Olympic hockey gold in Rio. We were there, of course. One member of that squad, Lily Owsley, has been speaking to Michael about her memories of 10 years ago and her thoughts going into this World Cup as part of the England team.
We've had the year 2026 kind of floating around for so long. Yeah, I've been so excited. And since the Paris Olympics, this has kind of been, at the forefront. A lot of pressure. It's very exciting, but I think we've come together so well in the last year. We've been growing and we had to rebuild after that Olympics, but I hate to say it because I don't want to jinx anything, but we're playing well. We're in a really good spot. And I think this World Cup has come at the perfect time for us. We've got the perfect balance between experience, freshness, young, exciting talent. And I think, it's come together at a great time. And I think it's an incredible opportunity for us.
Is this the second biggest tournament for you guys after the Olympics? I understand, obviously, that's GB and this is home nations, but is this the second biggest thing you do? Yeah,
for sure. To be honest, I think the more time that goes on, the World Cup starts to have the same prestige as the Olympics. It's essentially the same competition, the same teams, and on a kind of, greater hockey capacity. It's all hockey. And so I think it's starting to equal the Olympics in importance. But yeah, for me, the Olympics is the greatest show on earth. Like it's not going to be competed with for me. But in terms of the level, the expectation, the performances, the pressure, the teams, for me, it's on par.
And what did you do kind of post Paris? Because we'd seen this brilliant rise, if you like, of hockey medals, London, and then gold medal in Rio, Tokyo, another medal, and then it didn't quite work out in Paris. So what happened next?
Yeah, it was tough, and I think I was so lucky in my career early on. Like you touched on, we were just winning medals after medals at major events. I was so lucky to play in huge finals in incredible places. I got to share some unbelievable memories with my team, with my family, and then Paris came, and I think, not that I was naive, because I was fairly experienced in my career. I'd played so many matches, and I know sport doesn't always go your way, but we'd always found a way to win, and we'd always found a way to do well in major tournaments. And as a person, I'm just so heavily optimistic. I always err on the side of things will go well. Yeah, and I think I had that mindset going into Paris, and the most disappointing tournament in my career, not just for what happened in the tournament, but just, yeah, the kind of shock that hit us, the reality of, like, this is where we're at right now as a team. This is our level as a Great British team. And yeah, I think I certainly struggled post Paris. I went to Argentina to just experience something so different in my life, and also in hockey. I wanted to just push myself in different ways that wasn't just hockey. I wanted to try and learn a language, try and play in a different environment, challenge myself in a new place, in a new environment, be out of my comfort zone. And I did that, and I think I just managed to find a huge love back of the game. I was motivated again, and it really made me realize, playing out there, that I wasn't ready to stop. I had so much more to give, and I certainly didn't want to stop on that note. I wanted to stop with a medal, or at least feeling proud of our performances as a nation. I don't feel like we've done us justice, and our identity as British players. Like, we're like British bulldogs. We're tough to beat. We're like fighters, and I feel like that identity was a little bit lost. Like, we've never said we're the best team in the world, or we're the most talented players, but we will always pride ourselves on the fact that we can fight, run harder than any other team. And I think we lost our identity a bit, and for me, that was where I struggled a little bit. And I think over the last years, after Paris, lots of people took breaks. Lots of people kind of had to go away to realize that we wanted to come home. And I think we all, yeah, everyone, some stayed, some went, but the majority of us have come back, because it's not how we want it to end, and it's not how, we want to be seen as a team. And so, yeah, I feel like in the last year we found that identity again, and I've heard it around now at tournaments, like, the England girls they're annoying to play against, they're hard to beat, and for me, that makes me so much more proud than, you know saying how good we are or how talented we are. Like, I will be so proud if we turn up to that World Cup and people are looking at us play, thinking, like, these girls have got some grit, they can fight, they can bring it.
And you're in a super positive place right now. You touched on that in your very first answer, feeling good, this England team feeling good on the cusp of this World Cup.
Yeah, we are feeling good, we're feeling confident. We've had a really good year. We travelled to China and India at the start of the year, and had some really competitive matches against top teams in the world. For us, it's about being able to compete against those top nations, but being able to dominate against nations below us. And I think what we've maybe lacked is a little bit of confidence, and a little bit of, like, we are good. It's not arrogance, but almost being able to put our best foot forward and step onto the pitch, and have that element of, like, we are better, we can win this game, we can dominate. And I think we started to grow that through a trip to India. We played nations below us, and we like to be the underdog. It's just in our nature. But we've really stepped into the shoes of when we're not the underdog, and when we know we can win, we've taken those wins. We win ugly, we win well, like, whatever it is. We've kind of started to learn how to win, and I firmly believe winning is a habit. If you lose and you get rolled over, it just becomes a way, and it gets normalized. And for me, if losing is normalized, like, you're done. And so I think you have to normalize winning again, and winning has become more of a habit this last year. And yeah, through June we played again some of the top teams. We had some shaky moments when we played some of the top teams again, but we finished it out, beating Spain, beating Argentina, and yeah, we're in a better place than I think we could have ever hoped for. So I'm so excited about the World Cup. I think it's probably the most excited I've been about a tournament since the Tokyo Olympics. And that, for me, belief is such a big thing for me. And other tournaments, you've gone in with hope, and hope and belief are just not the same thing. Belief is knowing that you can do it, you just have to show up. Hope is just hoping something happens. And so that's where, our mindset shifted. I think we really believe as a team that we can do something quite special at this World Cup. We know it's not going to be easy, and I have so much respect for some of the other teams. But I would like to think, like a boxer once said, like, prepare to win by skill, but be ready to win by will. And that's kind of how I feel. We've adopted that. Like, we want to win by skill. We want to win by putting our best foot forward and playing some beautiful hockey. But if that doesn't happen, like, it's sport, you know, it's sometimes ugly. We're sometimes not playing well. And when we're not playing well, that's where we have to prepare to win by will. And that's where we fight.
And we are 10 years on from your Olympic gold medal in Rio. How do you reflect a decade on about becoming an Olympic champion?
Yeah, I think lots of people say to me, like, wow, 10 years, doesn't it feel like yesterday? And I think that's the general consensus. But for me, it's really not like that. When people say it's 10 years, I really do feel like it's been 10 years. Like, I feel like I have done so much in that 10 years. My life has changed so much. I've changed as a person, as a player, and it really does feel like 10 years ago. And I think it's probably because I'm still playing as well. It all feels like part of my career, which has felt like a lifetime. I was a child when I first started playing in this team, and now I'm 31. So it really does feel like a long time ago for me. But yeah, to be honest, like, I don't really think until I've retired that I will be able to look back at my career. And I'm obviously very proud of the things we've achieved as a team, but I don't think it will really sink in until I stop playing, because yeah, I wished I was better at this. But if I look back too much and just be happy about what I've achieved, I'm not looking forward anymore to what I can still achieve. And that's still my mindset. I want to win it again. I don't want to sound like an addict, but that feeling of winning and winning the pinnacle is something that you just crave and you want to feel again. And now for me, something that's so much bigger than just playing and wanting to achieve that again is wanting my teammates to feel that, to experience what I was so lucky to experience. And to be honest, I owe everything I achieved to my team back then, to the greater team, to the team that went. Everything was because of them. I was just very lucky that I was young and managed to jump on the end of a huge 16-year journey or something like that they did to win the Olympics. And I was lucky to jump on the last 4 years of it and experience that kind of, yeah, that incredible whirlwind that was the kind of Rio cycle team. And now, as the senior player, like, I feel like I would do anything to be able to give that feeling to my juniors, the feeling of like the seniors will do it and we will take responsibility. And yeah, I would love to give back to them what the seniors or what my team gave to me, because I truly believe like they gave me everything I had in my career early on.
Michael speaking to Lily Owsley, who'll be representing England at the upcoming Hockey World Cup. England women in Pool D with India, China and South Africa. Still to come, we'll hear from Henry Croft of the England men's team. But this tournament is an integrated event with the first ever Para Hockey World Cup for players with an intellectual disability. Michael has been speaking to their head coach, Stephen Bradley.
It is the first ever Para Hockey World Cup, or Hockey ID, so hockey for people with intellectual disabilities. We've had European tournaments now going back, I believe, to 2013. I think the first one that England was involved in was 2015. There have been Special Olympic World Games events, but this is the first time that we've had 16 teams from, I suppose, across the globe coming together in a sole hockey tournament rather than a multi-sport event. And it is just a massive thing. It's a massive opportunity for the players, those countries, to sort of highlight that it's not all Saturday hockey and hockey that goes on those lovely green pitches. It's everywhere, and it can be for everyone as well. So for us, it's a huge opportunity to play against those teams that we've never played against, have no knowledge of at all either.
So tell us a bit about your team then. Who should we be looking out for, and how do you bring this team together for this momentous tournament?
So the team is made up of players from, I think it's 7 clubs across the country, and they are from across the country. We've got, as any national team would be, we do a selection sort of event where players and clubs put players forwards, and then we just get them together for a couple of training sessions and try and work out which players work together. As always, as is the same with senior teams or any other club team really. But we've got players from Wakefield, from Tunbridge Wells, from some London clubs and sort of areas in between as well. And we've got a really nice mix of players that are kind of really quite exciting to watch on the pitch and get on well off the pitch. And we're going to be away for 7 or 8 days. So that is equally as important that we have players that will gel off the pitch as well. So players that you may want to look out for. We've got a really good goalie. We've got some good pace over the pitch. We've got really nice skills. We've got a forward who plays for Wakefield, Rob Cross, who has played for England 23 times and scored 30 something goals, 33 goals. We've got probably 4 or 5 players who've played in 4 tournaments now, so they're quite experienced. And we've got 2 players and it's their first ever tournament, but we're really excited about bringing them into the team because they have added something really special, both in terms of their on-field play and how they've kind of gelled with the group off the pitch as well.
And fantastic that we've got this big integrated World Cup. We've got the men's tournament, we've got the women's tournament, your tournament as well. What's been the reaction from, say, the men's and the women's team to having you guys along this time as well?
We've had an amazing reaction from those guys. The women's team have been down and helped us with coaching. They've led coaching sessions, and for us, that visibility and that recognition that the players are actually now thinking, oh, you know what, we believe we sort of belong here because we're getting the senior internationals are coming along and offering them tips and joining in with them and showing that they enjoy hockey as much as those other people and want to, that's their thing. They enjoy hockey and they want to spread that joy of hockey. So to have that sort of recognition from senior teams, and England's hockey posting some really amazing things on social media. I think we're one of the only countries that's doing that. So it's amazing for families to see that, and for those clubs that have worked so hard with some of those players to see that recognition as well.
And how does your tournament unfold? Talk us through the format. When are we going to see you in this final, winning the World Cup? How'd you get there?
To get there, we have to play 7 games to start with. So we're playing against teams that we have never played before. So we're playing against Argentina, India, Malaysia, and then the kind of powerhouse teams, the same as the seniors. We've got Holland and Spain to face. Come close to getting good results from them before, but we might be able to spring a surprise. We just want the players to be, as I suppose, enjoy the hockey when they enjoy it and they feel safe and comfortable. Then we start to see a different sort of feeling on the pitch. I think we're playing India and Argentina on our very first day, 2 teams that we've not played before. If we win our group, we will have to travel to Belgium to go and play in a final, and any other placing will be played in Holland.
And is ultimately hockey in the Paralympics something that you are aiming for, targeting?
I think that is possibly a long way off, but the processes are being put in place in terms of all the players having to go through eligibility assessments, the same as any Paralympian, to prove they have got the disability that they are meant to have to be able to enter the tournament. So those processes are already in place. What that looks like in 10, 20 years' time, I'm not sure. It will be an amazing place to be in, but I think for us to have a European Championship every 2 years is staggering. With sort of 10 to 12 teams, that needs to grow.
Stephen Bradley, he'll be leading England's intellectual disability squad in the Hockey World Cup. Now, in the men's tournament, England start their campaign against Pakistan, with India and Wales also in their pool.
I'm Henry Croft. Super excited to be representing England at the World Cup. It'll be my first World Cup. And yeah, happy to be here.
How much are you looking forward to it then, a World Cup debut?
Yeah, buzzing. Can't wait. I think this week's been sort of a weird week for me because I'm itching to get out there now. We had a few practice games against Belgium. They were good fun, but I think that's just given me the taste. And yeah, just want to get on that train now and get over to Amsterdam.
Yeah, what's it like in the week before a World Cup? Is it all relaxed and everything ahead of you? Is it stressful? What's the emotions?
I think as a group we're pretty relaxed because I think we're in a good place. We've been playing well. Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. As I say, I wouldn't know anything different. It's the first time I've ever done it, but yeah, we're in good chipper. It's been good fun, to be fair.
So take us back to the beginning. How and where and when did you start playing hockey?
Yeah, so I started playing with my mum and my dad when I was really young over in Nottingham, and then I quickly joined Beeston, and I was sort of there for 19 years. Went all the way up through the junior section, went through pretty much all of the men's teams from the sevens, eventually all the way up to the ones, and yeah, that was sort of my path and how everything sort of started.
And the perception is maybe you might need to go to private school or go to a big red brick university to be a hockey
Yeah.
player. Burst those perceptions for me, Henry.
Yeah, that's not a thing. Yeah, no, my dad pretty much squashed that straight away by getting me into it. He didn't go to a private school either, just enjoyed it at school, and then I think he went to Bangor Uni. Had a great time. I don't even think they had an AstroTurf. I think they had like Shale or something. And then he got me into it, and yeah, just played at my club. My school didn't even play hockey. I went to Arnold Hill. But yeah, if you enjoy it enough, you put enough time in, doesn't really matter about your background. And yeah, here I am.
What is it about hockey that you love so much?
Um, I think it's everything really. I mean, I love the physicality of it. I love hitting the ball hard. I love playing the game. But I think, on a deeper level, it's meeting the people that you meet throughout your career. It's the camaraderie. It's the stuff in the changing room. It's seeing your mates now anyway every day. And I think that's what has kept me in the sport for so long, and got me where I've got to. I've met some amazing people and got some amazing opportunities, and yeah, I'm just thankful that my dad got me into it, and my mum should say that all those years ago.
Was there a moment when you realised I'm pretty good at this? I could represent England at a World Cup maybe one day.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I've always had blind confidence in myself. Little 7-year-old Croft probably would have told you he was the best player in the world at that moment in time. So I think I always had like that aspiration and that dream. But to be fair, once I got out of uni and I hadn't got into the main squad, I was a little bit like wasn't sure it was ever going to happen. And then things just started to rekindle again in the Prem, playing for Beeston, started playing really well, and then I don't know, there's something in the back of your mind that reignites the drive, and yeah, I think that's when I started to think a little bit more seriously, and then made my debut for GB, and then yeah, well, it sort of happened from there.
And did you have a backup plan, a proper job, if you like?
Yeah, so I did quite a few things. I went to Australia for a bit and did some labouring. That was good fun. Dug a few holes. Then I did a little bit of teaching. I worked at Kimberley School. I taught some kids some extra English and maths, some stuff like that. And then I ended up selling tarmac for tarmac. Yeah, a guy called Chris Pink got me into it. Really enjoyed it. Wasn't my dream at the time, but it was great fun. I learned a lot of skills, and it makes me appreciate what I do now even more. So yeah, I've got a backup plan.
And I guess that might then bring a bit of perspective into what you do because you've done the 9 to 5, if you like. You've had the targets, you've had to do the spreadsheets, fill your expenses in, all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's it. I mean, it definitely keeps things, as you say, in perspective. When you're waking up on a cold morning in the winter and you've got to go and train for a couple of hours, you just need to give yourself a second to think, hang on a second, I wasn't up 3 hours ago driving to the office at 6 in the morning, and as you say, doing all of the 9 till 5 stuff that I was doing before. So on the days where you don't really want to train, on the days where you don't really want to get after gym, it does always keep me in check and makes me remember that actually this is my dream, so keep living it, sort of thing.
And you sometimes have to remind your teammates, when they're having a little moan or a whinge, we all do it at work that, you're living your dream, you're playing hockey.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Whenever some of the lads are having a little bit of a gripe, I always say, "Come on, lads, we're living it here. We'd much rather be here, wouldn't we, than be sat in an office with people that we don't necessarily know." But they all know that as well. We all know that secretly this is what we all wanted to do, and it's very rare that we even have them moments. But when we do, yeah, we have a bit of a joke about it. One of us will pull each other up on it and say, we're where we want to be, lads. Let's just keep rolling."
We're having a great summer of sport. England's men reached the Football World Cup semi-final. We've just seen England do well at the Commonwealth Games. I know, obviously, hockey not part of that this time, which was a shame. But
Yeah.
time for the England hockey players now to arrive on that summer of sport stage.
Yeah, I reckon so. I think, we're in a good place, and I think hopefully we can go one step further than the men's football team did last month or whatever it was. But yeah, I think we're in a position in the group where we could really challenge, and yeah, we've got a lot of confidence going into it. And I'm pretty excited.
Well, tarmac's loss is England hockey's gain. So
That's it.
thank you very much for your time and all the very best out there. Good luck.
Top man. Thank you very much.
Henry Croft. This is Anything But Footy, a special edition of the podcast with England hockey ahead of the Hockey World Cup, which begins this weekend. A busy summer of sport continues, and don't forget, we're looking ahead to LA, and we're all over the Alps.